All right, we are live. Kabaza doesn't know that we're live. But we are live.
I'm still searching for my headphones.
We're live.
Yeah, I heard. I don't have headphones on. Wait, where were they? Oh, we're live and
Two people joining. Welcome.
yeah, join everybody, join, and I will search for my headphones a little bit.
Come hither. If you're not on YouTube, scan that QR code, come over on YouTube, join in the chat. I shall get up on this side now. Let us know where in the world you are, whether it's morning, evening, afternoon, night.
I found them. I found the headphones.
Okay. I like the depth that this creates. I like the depth that this screen creates.
Can you hear me just fine?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna play a video which we're probably going to hear between you and I.
We have a brand new deposition that just dropped featuring Ilya Sutskever, former founder of OpenAI, one of the
I'm just going to check YouTube to see if we can hear it over on YouTube,
or
or let us know wherever you are
interesting bits
whether you're going to hear this video.
62-page document, which I read in full. I highlighted the most interesting bits, and I'm going to break it all down for you. The cast of characters include, of course, Sam Altman, Ilya Sutskever, Mira Murati, former CTO. We have Greg Brockman, the former OpenAI board plotting against Sam Altman.
Maybe it's in the recording then. It doesn't.
Current founder.
Give it a like. I'm just gonna give it a like. If you're the one person that's on YouTube, give it a like.
Much going on. I'm gonna read through it. Let's get into it. And this video is brought to you by Recraft. More on them.
Great. Yeah. Cool. One person on YouTube. Give us a like, whoever you are. Just liked our own video. And if I remove from the stage, and then find the right tab. God damn it, got loads.
Okay. Okay, so I'm also trying to get our live link on our Instagram so people can join us there.
Good. I'm good to go. G to G.
YouTube. Join. Okay, so
cheers for the like. I see you.
I see you. I will find you. Okay, cool.
We're good.
So last week we had Halloween. What were you dressed as last week?
Didn't do Halloween. I didn't do Halloween. No, I didn't dress up as anything, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a last minute thing. I didn't really plan for it, but my friends and my siblings joined, and we had a gathering, and I didn't have any shirt, so I just quickly made one. You probably could guess what it was. So they brought some blood that you could
vibe coder.
Like, is that scary? Here's my API key.
To some.
Yeah. Or like showing your API key. No. I did a 404.
404. I mean, I would argue a 404 isn't as scary as a 500, but
Yeah. Well, 404 for not found, you know.
Yeah.
And somebody asked if it's the zip code or something from, you know, the city that I'm coming from, and I was like, I am officially too geeky about this.
I went to a Halloween party once as a back-end developer. And I think I had like a can of Coke and a hood, and I didn't shower for 6 days, but that was a bit extra. No one knew what I was. I think I had another accessory as well. It was like a can of Coke or like a water bottle. I don't know, something anyway.
A what?
Yeah.
Can you say it again?
A water bottle.
Yeah.
All right, mate. I went to, so it was my birthday this week, actually. It was my birthday on Monday.
Oh,
and
cool! Congrats! Happy birthday!
Thank
like,
you.
guys, can we have happy birthday in the chat, please?
Orchestrate a happy birthday in the chat. I went to a place called Cahoots, and it's a 1940s themed cocktail bar, and one set in the underground and one set in a post office. And the menu, which is just over here, actually, I got it with me. The menu is an old newspaper, and then down the bottom there's a crossword for Cockney rhyming slang. Do you know Cockney rhyming slang at all?
What is that?
Okay, I'll have to. So Cockney rhyming slang is a way. I think it's a way to speak in code.
Okay.
So you say words that are different but they rhyme. They always rhyme. So the classic is apples and pears, which is stairs.
Okay.
A Ruby Murray is a curry. Oh, let's pop down the old Ruby and get a curry. You know, I'll have a Ruby or whatever. Yeah, my old China. No, yeah, my old China doll is like a mate. Is it a China doll? Anyway, it's your friend. So yeah, Cockney rhyming slang. So like, and it's funny because like I talk in Cockney rhyming slang, but I never really thought it was Cockney rhyming slang. You know, Jack Jones. I'm on with Jack. That's when you're on your own because it rhymes with Jack Jones. You know, and the most modern one that I know is Amber Heard. Do you know who Amber Heard is?
I think so.
So
I know.
She took Johnny Depp to court for defamation, and one of the things that she did was take a poo on Johnny Depp's bed. Do you remember this?
Yes, unfortunately.
And so the Cockney rhyming slang has emerged to when you want to go for a turd, you go for an Amber Heard. So that's more modern. That's more modern Cockney rhyming slang. But you know, there's always a classic ones out there. But yeah, there you go. That's a short lesson on Cockney rhyming slang.
I've been always saying that I'm learning English from you, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't say much Cockney rhyming slang, but you know, bottled water.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool. So you will be you'll be celebrating.
Well, I've already celebrated. I went out 2 nights ago with some old friends as well because my friends opened up a theatre here, so that was good. Yeah, and I'm potentially organising another birthday thing in a couple of weeks, but I need to pull my finger out and get that organised. But other than that, yeah.
Cool.
Did you do anything for Bonfire Night? Is that a thing that you do in Germany?
Do what? Not sure.
Bonfire Night. Bonfire Night is like, I suppose, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be something you do in Germany. So Guy Fawkes was a guy who was planning to infiltrate the Houses of Parliament, and he gained access, and he was going to bomb. It's called the Gunpowder Plot, right? And he was going to bomb the Houses of Parliament. It was a political statement, and he got caught, and they just put him on top of a fire and killed him because he got caught for trying to bomb the Houses of Parliament. This is a big deal. This is like, so So then every year on the 5th of November, we stick a man on top of a. I mean, you don't tend to do that anymore, but like, yeah, you would stick like a doll on top of this big pile of wood and just set fire to him and have fireworks and stuff.
Okay, no, we don't have that, or at least I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, we have some weird tradition. It's like 500-year-old tradition that we still have for some reason. But anyway,
Yeah,
we're learning about the history of the Britain tonight, aren't we?
we are. I will check that out for sure. Cool.
In the meantime, we have a show to do.
Yeah.
Unless you have any news you want to share of the week.
Well, it's kind of like a jump scare. It should have been better for last week, but I didn't know of this last week. So if you share your screen and click the link that I shared in the docs with you, the title is like to show Sam.
Okay.
Like you click the link and you open it on your screen. And I would like to see.
Okay, right. Share this tab instead. So I'm sharing my tab. Add to stage.
So you have that turned off. How?
What do you mean, how?
Like you knew this already?
Well, clearly. Yeah, because I turned it off.
Yeah, that scared me last week. So this is this is crazy. Like for anybody watching, please go to your LinkedIn and go to data privacy and turn off AI generative improvement, whatever. Because Microsoft, who owns LinkedIn, by the way, if you didn't know, by default, they take whatever you put on LinkedIn to use it to train their models. So you're basically a guinea pig by default to train their models. And this is insane. Like this is actually illegal in Europe. And I don't know how they are getting away with it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Can't like steal my data to train their fucking model.
Well, clearly they can.
Well, they are getting away with it. And
I don't get what, like, the internet has turned back into the Wild West, hasn't it? Really, that people just say and do whatever the hell they want. Oh, this is a 10x return on your, revenue, and like, oh, we can quadruple trillion your, I don't know, and this is another instance of that. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna turn this on, and we're just not gonna tell you about it, and Have you researched this? Like, I think I saw a video a few weeks ago. I saw something on this a few weeks ago. I was like, that's I'm going to turn that off. God knows how long it had been on for.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if turning it off, if they really, if they will actually.
2 months ago. This was updated 2 months ago. So at the very least, it's been going on for 2 months.
Yeah. Primogen, in one of his videos, he said he trusts it seems like some of the AI stuff are even less trustable than the schemes you have with crypto, which is like a crazy take, but at the same time, it's not crazy at all. Like some founders make it sound like exactly like crypto, even worse potentially.
Yeah. It's just such a, how would you even call it? Like a desperate panic struggle to just, I
agree. Yeah, but a lot
of
we have good stuff to share. We have like cool stuff to share, and we should probably start with those.
Cool. Well, my brother's just being hacked, so shout out to my brother. I'm just helping him on the side here. So if you
how?
How do you think?
I don't know. Like
shit password. He's just changed his password, and it's like the password is what he does. So it's like, why have you changed the password to the thing that you do? I'll get him to change it right now. But anyway,
Okay, so I will show something cool. I'm gonna prepare my screen, guys, and we'll start with the website of the week.
Great.
Not as much of a website, but
let's have some fun. By the way, we need to do the intro, but just to
we'll get.
say,
Oh yeah, true.
a lot of cool, chilled out stuff this week. There's a few other than the jump scare you just gave us. There's another couple of jump scares, but most of it's just cool stuff that's been going on. So get ready, boys.
Cool. So I will prepare this, and then we'll go with the intro, and then we'll talk. We'll talk about this stuff. All right, ready? Ready, everybody? Cool. I see we have also a few people on Instagram. So this week we have Pewdiepie training his own AI. Typescript is now #1 programming language in the world. The creator of Three.js, the most popular 3D library on the web, is vibe coding his updates, and Freepik announced Spaces, which might be the most fun and the most creative way to generate anything with AI, video, pictures, etc. All of this and a bunch of other cool web and AI stuff in this week's episode. This is Cmd+AI. I'm Kawarza.
I'm Samuel, and this is a week in AI design and dev.
Cool. So let's start with the I'm gonna add mine to stage. All right. So this is probably one of the coolest things I've seen this week. It's not as much of a website. This is more like a component, but something on the web, 3D and super duper cool, technically and visually. And we'll talk about the technicality and how it was built. So the entire thing is based on this thing that you see here. This is not on the web. This is not an interactive component. What you see here, this was a video. Somebody made a video and it got 12 million views, and it's really aesthetically pleasing. It's really beautiful. And then somebody named Conrad, he made it like for real on the web, and it's interactive, and we can actually come here and play around with it. It's like run on the web, super duper lightweight. You see it loads almost instantly, and it's super, like 120 frames per second, super interactive. It's so nice, and you see all the details, and I can change the color, I can change the light direction, and I can even add blur. And yeah, it's super nice. So we can even see the code for it here. And here's where it gets really interesting. And I need some of your help to explain the code to me, because this entire thing is built on Type GPU. And I was like, what is Type GPU? So WebGL and WebGPU. So for those who don't know, all of these like graphical things, 3D stuff that are going on the web, they are based on WebGL, well, mostly. And now we have WebGPU, which is an updated or like a better version of WebGL. WebGPU is more performant. But these are very, very, very difficult to write code for, because like in these languages, these are very low level, and it's very difficult to do anything with them. Therefore, there are libraries on top of them. And Type GPU is apparently a TypeScript library for Web GPU. TypeScript library that enhances the Web GPU API, allowing resource management in a type-safe, declarative way. How does that sound to you?
So yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's well, we're talking about Three.js later on, but it's just it's a library on top of WebGPU, right?
Exactly. So just like Three.js being a library on top of WebGL. This is on top of WebGPU. So this is, in a way, an alternative to Three.js. But this is, from what I understand, is not as of a high level. Like, it's more difficult than Three.js. And it's not as complete because Three.js has been out for, I don't know, many years. And this is quite new. But I read somewhere that they are working on supporting even Three.js, being able to, I don't know how that would work,
No.
but to use Three.js here
I mean,
as
what
well.
might come sooner is Three.js supporting WebGPU.
Interesting. So could you like explain to me what is TypeScript? Because we'll talk about this in a second as well, but what is a type safe language?
So with JavaScript, you can declare a variable with var, right? Var foo equals bar, a string with bar, right?
Yes.
JavaScript is so loosely typed that it, just in the middle of your code, you could just change that to the number 3, which could then break your code, because if you're expecting it to be a string of bar down here at the bottom of your file, but in the middle you change it to a number, or accidentally gets changed to a number, you're going to break your code. So in its simplest form, TypeScript is, you say constant, well, actually constants are native now in types or whatever, but you type that variable foo as a string, or it gets implicitly set as a string once you assign it to a string. But then if that changes later on in the code, or where it becomes really powerful is where you say this function, let's take Webflow component, code components as an example. You say this component accepts 3 values, and one of them's a string, one of them's a number, and one of them's this. If you try and pass it 3 strings or 3 numbers or anything else, TypeScript at runtime will just say, hey, 404 not found.
Yeah.
So TypeScript is a way, and all it does is compile down to normal JavaScript, but that happens at build time. But at runtime, you're writing in a type safe language, and you're going to get these warnings. If you create an object with certain values inside and use that object later on, you'll actually get code hinting and various things like that. It's really enjoyable, and it works so well with AI because the AI can reason about the code a lot better. It can understand the code a lot better, because it's like, okay, well, this function only takes a string here and blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. So, yeah.
So it's more guardrails around it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no one really writes JavaScript anymore, really. TypeScript is kind of like the de facto way to... It used to be a real headache, because it's a lot more laborious to write TypeScript, right? You've got to type everything. Well, you don't have to, actually, because you can actually write JavaScript in TypeScript. It's backwards compatible, but it is laborious, and to get things up and running, you have to learn it. But now with AI driven development, it becomes a lot easier, you know.
Interesting. Cool.
So TypeScript doesn't really add anything to this. Like, you could do this in JavaScript. You can absolutely do this in JavaScript. You don't need TypeScript to leverage WebGPU. So, but I could have guessed that this was essentially Three.js. So this is not accessible. You know, you couldn't have this as part of a form. You couldn't. This is not practical, but it's a flex on physics and web.
What do you mean it's not practical? Don't you mean like every website has to have this?
Functional, maybe then. Functional. It can't work inside of a form, which is where you would expect this. It can, if you built your whole experience with WebGL, which again isn't accessible, then you could probably have it do something. But yeah.
So couldn't we like have a duplicate of the form, or like couldn't we have this as a kind of like a layer on the top? But if I change the values here, being able to change it in a like valid HTML like form input, and vice versa. If somebody using like the keyboard to change something, show the values here. Can't we make it? Essentially, I'm saying, can't we make this accessible? Is there a way to do that?
I don't know, actually. I don't know whether there's because I know you can pass values into shaders from outside, but I don't know whether you can pass values to and from the canvas, because this is a canvas. I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, maybe sometime in the future, but for now, this is just a cool experiment, and it's technically very impressive. And here's the tweet. Here we see the type GPU. It's not even the V1 release. And for people who want to learn more about it, I found like a few YouTube videos. Like you can check it, live coding liquid glass with type GPU. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And this post got 1 million views, like this one, which is pretty good, right?
A guy to follow is a guy called Jay. Do you know Jay?
No.
Give him a search, Jhey. Maybe it's even at in Twitter.
Okay. What is his name?
Jhey. He does some crazy stuff with CSS that's all accessible.
I think I know you. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm already following him, and yeah. So this guy. So I saw this actually. So this is also really interesting. So there is this kind of trick, if you wish, to visually make elements, space correctly, because we don't want to mathematically align things. We want to visually, optically have them aligned. So when you look at them, they look aligned. The typical example is when you have the play button inside of a circle, because it's a triangle inside of a circle. It has to be optically aligned, and this is a really interesting way of optically aligning things. So yeah, and yeah, a lot of the things that I do are in some way or another are like coming from him as an inspiration. His work is very, very inspiring.
Yeah, very cool. Half the stuff I can't even read half of his CSS. It's crazy.
It's insane. Like he does so much with CSS, and most of what he does is no JavaScript, just CSS.
Yeah.
And when he does JavaScript, it's just like, oh, here's a line of JavaScript.
It's very cool.
Yeah. I give him a follow. Jhey is insane. Well, thank you for mentioning his name so specifically. So now I know him by name. I just knew him as the CSS guy who was at Versal. Yeah. He's staff design engineer at Shopify. And design engineers, by the way, this is what I'm following the most these days. I'm trying to find more design engineers. Maybe Conrad is a design engineer. Well, he's a software engineer. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. An old trick from graphic design. Oh, Matthew Munger's on the chat. We got some Webflow news today.
Yeah.
Stare at the layout, cross your eyes, and blur. So when you had that blurry thing on your thing.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, so, you kind of just let your eyes just get a bit lazy, and then you can kind of see it a bit better. Or squint.
Yeah. So
this bit.
Yeah, it does work. Cool. So next, should we talk about spaces?
Let's talk about spaces.
All right. So let me bring something on my screen, maybe something cool. Maybe this one is the coolest to talk about. Yeah, we do this one. So this is potentially the coolest way to generate using AI, images, videos, anything. This is a node-based system on a canvas like Figma, which we'll see in a second, from Freepik. So here, as you see, I have an empty canvas and I can start generating, or here I have a template. If we load it, we will see how it is essentially showing us how we can do stuff. And I haven't given it a try, but I was thinking maybe we can actually right now do that. So we have a box, which is a node, and here we can add a prompt. For example, this prompt, I assume if I add it and run the prompt, maybe later, can I do it for free? Oh no, it doesn't let me to do it for free.
See.
So
Well, maybe we should explain a little bit about what it is first.
Yeah, I'll explain. So this is all a node-based canvas that allows you to prompt an image, for example, create an image, and then add a style to that image, add an edit, or make a video out of it, and then kind of like stitch these together, all with these nodes. So these nodes, you can imagine them as input output. So the input of this, or the output of this node, you connect it to the input of the other. So it's kind of as a reference. So you take this as a reference, and then here you say, what do you want to do with it? This is a bit unfortunate that I can't do it, even though it's using Nano Banana, which is it's free, isn't it? No, yeah, we can't do it. Maybe I should have bought some credits anyway. So you can do this to not just make images, as I mentioned. You can even make videos, and you press run and you make versions, and all of these are connected. So it's in a visual canvas that looks really, really nice. It's really well designed, very Figma-like. And I truly think this is the way to do like AI image and video generation. Just looks really cool, really easy to explore. It looks like mood boarding in a way. And funnily enough, they have even in their templates, if I find it, like here, they have templates, and in their templates you can do, where are the templates? If I find the templates, I don't know where the templates were. You could do exactly that, like create a canvas just for ideas.
Well, that wouldn't be something I would do with it at all, to be honest. But like in my head, I would describe this as a multimedia node-based multimedia transformer tool. So taking, you might take an image and say, hey, make this flower blue, and then you're done with it. All done. Download the image. What this allows you to do is you can take an image and you can say, right, make this blue, and then in the next stage of the transition, make this 3D, and then you kind of got this multi-stage manipulation of an image or a video, or I don't know what the inputs were on there, but it could be a 3D model or something like that. But it just allows you to build these pipelines to manipulate images. And what I like is you could, let's say you apply a specific kind of treatment, like maybe you take a concept image from an artist and you always make different 3D models that you then put on your website. This is an amazing way to just have a pipeline where you can dump your image, which you always get, and it will run it through that pipeline and generate like 6 or 7 different formats. And, maybe it's something for a poster, maybe it's something that, your website can use. Maybe it's something, do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a really nice way to just get different types of media output from one base bit of media. So
it's continuous as well.
Yeah. I think it's a really cool tool. I think it's really, really cool. I can't see any, for me, I can't see any use for it, but I think I just need to simmer on it to think, well, how can I use it? Because I only just found out about this like before the show. So, yeah, but it's definitely an interesting way to manipulate, change, or create stuff.
Yeah, this is the new way to generate probably like marketing assets if we generalize it. But
because you'll have tools that do one to the other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll have a tool that probably takes an image to 3D, or take a video and make whatever from it. But it's that multi-stage you can pipe through via prompts. Every stage, I'm guessing this is all 100% AI, so it's different stages of then prompt. You prompt the stage. You can pipe the same prompt into multiple things, or you can provide different prompts to the multiple nodes. It's cool. Are these the templates there?
Yeah, these are.
Let's have a look at one of these then. See what they got going on.
This is generating a 3D model, which is also, it sounds really cool. Yeah.
Cool. So they start out with an image. They got a prompt to make it. But this is probably the simplest thing you can do. You could then take this 3D image, then probably the final output would be a 3D image, but you could have changed the color. You could have different. Yeah, that would have been a perfect example, actually, like the Ray-Ban glasses. Maybe there's color variations on the Ray-Ban glasses, but you take one source image and say, let's generate a red, a green, and a blue, and then take that and then make it more into a 3D. So you've got 3 3D models. Actually, to be fair, that's kind of 2, because they've made it 3D and then they've spun it around into making it into a video. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what nodes they make available to you, but
so here we see the input. It's just kind of like separate boxes, and then you use these as input for the AI model, and then you have like different versions of essentially the main image that you had here. So that's where
I'm gravitating to, like product shots and product imagery, where you just need to throw it. You need stuff for posters, you need stuff for web, you need whatever.
These used to be so freaking expensive to do. I actually did a photography course on like how to do product photography, and you'd use like really expensive cameras, like 100 megapixels, and then have like, I don't know, like 50 shots of the same product. You'd do like 50 layers with different lightings and different levels of focus. It's still done. Like when you see the picture of a Rolex, that image is not one image. It's like probably like 50 images layered on top of one another. In one image, one piece of the watch is in focus and has the best lighting, and then in another one, the other layer, and the glass, for example, the reflection is a different layer, and you put these layers on top of each other, and this is like very, very expensive, and it has to be very detailed. I'm not sure if this, like, I'm not just talking about Freepik, if in general AI can replace that for product photos on that level, but obviously if you have a normal, like a less expensive product, maybe you could take a normal picture with your phone and then run it through something like this to generate environments around it and different lightings. And you see how the lighting here reflects the sun, and creating these interesting shadows. But like looking at this is still a bit too soft to me. For me, it does look a bit AI generated, the glasses, but that's a different topic.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
How much was it again? Did I see like €5?
I'm not sure like which one. Let me actually see, where did we have it. Okay, the pricing. Here we have the pricing. So this one has the AI, kick off your AI journey. Okay, so we can do AI here. So just
I don't think I'll get you a lot right, but probably play around with it for €5.
7,000 AI credits a month. I don't know
Whatever that is.
Yeah, he's 50 videos a month.
That's okay. That's not too bad for 8. Oh, sorry, 8. Yeah, €8.
Yeah, if you do monthly.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. But it looks really cool. Here we see also. This is where AI is going with image and video generation. We have these models like the Google Veo and Kling and Sora and what else, and these companies are building tools around them. And I'm really excited about the tool being that place where you have all of these different AIs, the best of all, and then do something with them. Anyway, super cool tool, and maybe I'll try this instead of paying for, what's it called, Midjourney. I'm still a paying user to Midjourney.
Use it a lot then.
Not myself, but like my team, my designers, they use it for. And actually, we use it for our product, like flowing as well, because the images we use there, we want like a static images, and that's like an easy way to get really nice images for, let's say, mock-up shots in a way.
Yeah.
Cool. So maybe we'll use this. Yeah.
Go for it. That's how you get on.
Oh, actually, I will, because I asked my team to create a video of a frame, like a thumbnail that we have. So we have the thumbnail designed, but we don't have it animated. And I don't want it in a specific format. I just wanted a few things to move. Actually, I will sign up and use it for that. So yeah.
Nice.
Now I have a use case. Now I can actually buy this and have a use case for it.
I mean, for €8, you're not exactly stretching the
Yeah,
bank
I know.
Yeah.
But it compounds, like, because I have just so many. Like, why am I paying for Midjourney? Like, we're not using it that much. Not really.
Too much money in those cents. That's what you got.
Yeah. We have a month that we don't touch it. Yeah. But I don't pay for Adobe anymore. So that's another reason to sign up for this.
Yeah. Good riddance. Good riddance.
Yeah.
I have been playing with I still haven't figured it out, but I have been playing. I bought a subscription to Canva and I've been using the AI thing. But I was trying to generate a thumbnail of, the Neo robot. Did you see my post on LinkedIn?
No, I don't use LinkedIn. I go to LinkedIn from time to time to post something, and then I leave.
So the thumbnail I used for one of my posts about that was this old man stood next to Neo with his arm around him or whatever. I just wanted my face put on that old man, So I was trying to select the layers and prompt it, but it just kept on generating a robot. So I need to figure out what it is. But I'm hoping it is literally as we hope, and what's actually practical, which is actually modifying the image with AI rather than just shitty image generation. But we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
We
can talk about this for ages. View add to stage. So let me share the right tab. What kind of world will we live in when AI is not only responsible for building applications riddled with security flaws, while the very systems designed to protect those applications from breaches, they themselves are powered by AI? Well, OpenAI's latest tool, Aardvark, embodies this paradox, using both as a builder and a security researcher. So I came across OpenAI launching Aardvark, which is a autonomous security research agent powered by GPT-5. And I don't know. I mean, I use AI systems. I use SemGrep. Actually, to be fair, I don't know whether it's AI powered, but I use AI to MCP, trigger the SemGrep review and whatever. But it's interesting that you've not only probably got codex writing the code, but you've also got the Aardvark telling you everything's fine. And it just feels like this is a way for AI to conspire against us and actually just start building software that's, I don't know, either full of security holes or very well hidden security holes that AI can use to breach into the software. I don't know. But dystopian views aside, I quite like these security tools that specifically, it's their one job to do this. I recently used Test Sprite, which uses AI to write, just specifically for tests. When you've got these tools that are really, really specific for one thing, they tend to be very, very good. So I would be tempted to use Aardvark. I don't know if it's free, actually. Works by monitoring commits and changes on code bases, identifying vulnerabilities, how they might be exploited, and propose fixes. So, yeah, would highly suggest adopting kind of specific tools for, specific use cases, because when you're coding, when you're vibing out, you're asking AI to take care of so many things: accessibility, security, design, development, all of this stuff. You're asking for it. And when you really dig into the minutia of all these different disciplines, you start to realize, again, it's just like average at best. So welcome to the world, Aardvark. I want to find out the price, to be fair, to see if there is a price, or it's probably just included in the subscription to ChatGPT, probably. I'm not too sure. But yeah, Aardvark, pretty cool.
Cool.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Let's go into the comments section. Let's talk about comments.
Stuff.
We have stuff. I've got stuff. Have you got stuff?
Not really. But I see like.
So we've got this video. And actually, this isn't specifically comments, to be fair. This just there's a lot of negativity on this video, a lot of coping on this video, in my opinion. Like a lot of like, nah, this is never going to happen, and fake news. You don't need an engineering degree to vibe code. However, it helps to have some knowledge. Like a lot of people don't see this ever being a thing, and if you don't know this video, this is me talking about the how cheap it is and how easy it is to now build software. And are we even talking about it today? Actually, I'm just going to flick through our notes. It's the sponsor. It's the sponsor that I told you about, and it's making it this. I'm dealing with a sponsor at the moment who's making it even more easy for normal people, to build apps just by prompting. Okay.
Yeah.
The first thing I want to address with the comments here, I think a lot of them have misunderstood what I was saying. A few of them seem to think I was talking about that people can build SaaS applications and then sell them. And there's a lot of commentary around the maintenance that's involved in building SaaS. Security, databases, and all the rest of it. I'm not talking about rebuilding SaaS. I'm saying SaaS is dead because people will be empowered to build their own software. They're like, instead of going online and being like, Xero as an example, instead of paying for Xero, why don't I just build my own little tool, and I don't need to pay for anything external. This is what I'm talking about. People will be empowered to build their own software, and I've got a sponsor that I'm chatting to right now, which makes it even easier to use your iPhone to build native apps. So again, why would I pay £3 a month for this meditation app? I'll just build my own meditation app. It's like it's easy now. So this is what I'm saying here. But the reason why I bring this up is it's now very surprising to me. And I want you to challenge me on this, right? It's now really surprising to me how people lack, and I think I did a tweet about this, which you might have seen. People lack this ability, or people just don't have this ability to think progressively. They're kind of like, there's two aspects. They're locked into the current, because AI has faults, right? They're locked into the current way that AI messes up, and it hallucinates, and it gets things wrong. But for whatever reason, lack the ability to really just project into the future and say, well, actually, a year and a half ago, or maybe 2 years ago, Will Smith eating spaghetti was an absolute mess. But now you probably couldn't tell the difference between the two.
Yeah.
Well, you probably could, but it's exaggeration. But the exponential progression, all you've got to do is extrapolate that into the future and say, well, why won't we be able to build apps? Why won't normies be able to build apps in the future just by prompting? And it's just so surprising where people just lack, I don't know, seem to lack that ability to actually just project their thoughts into the future. I don't necessarily enjoy or agree or want this future that I'm speaking about. Heck, I'm frantically trying to become a better AI developer. Well, I mean, I kind of enjoy it, but like, if it was my choice, I would just keep with my current skill set and just make money off my current skill set. But no, I've got to retrain now. I'd prefer not to have to retrain. I'd prefer just to be able to. But I'm reading the tea leaves, and I'm thinking, right, I need to prepare for a future that I see, whether I want it or not. Massive coping. I don't know, massive coping mechanisms that seem to take place when you're challenging people on their norm. The other aspect, any points on that, by the way?
I think a lot of it is because we had ChatGPT 3.5, which was the best, like the thing that got the most attention at the start, right? Because we had other versions before. I believe that was like the good model that we started, noticing.
Yeah.
And since then, have we gotten like a true big update? I think not really, not something fundamentally different, because anything from the we went from the old AI to the transformers that Google introduced, and then the new transformers since GPT 3.5, I believe, if I'm not wrong, they haven't gotten a massive upgrade. Maybe that's why people don't see these AI tools being able to do anything like truly meaningful and big. Right now, we can do a lot of prototyping, and it seems like the rate we definitely have a progress in the complexity of the prototypes that we can make, and even MVPs on some level. But to create something like making Notion, that's not something that AI can do anytime soon, right? So maybe this is where the disconnect is.
On that point, though, about like anytime soon, like no one's saying it's going to be soon. Like no one said that it will happen soon. I'm saying
when
that
you say
it will happen, right? And that sort of level of thinking is like, because it's not progressed enough, like in my eyes anyway. The fact that no one's saying soon, and I'm not saying with the AI that we have now. I'm saying just extrapolate what we have, how far we've come in 2 years, and paint that into the future on an undetermined time frame.
Can I play devil's advocate and
Sure.
be like advocate for the comment section? Well, if you do the same thing with the moon landing, we should have been now somewhere else in the galaxy, but we haven't gotten back even to the freaking moon. We are not. We can't say for sure like tech will evolve the way that we imagine it will. The same thing that happened with cars. We thought we will have like flying cars, but we still don't. But it's physically impossible to have flying cars. And I don't mean like, yes, we do have flying cars right now, but it's physically impossible for all of us to like have it as a norm to have flying cars, because to move that amount of air is extremely loud. I have a drone here. Like, my neighbors get annoyed by this, let alone with, a freaking car. Yeah. So we get overexcited about so many things, and we think that, okay, take the current thing and just scale it in whatever direction, just scale it up, we'll get to the moon. But we don't always. And with software, I'm honestly not convinced that the current models can get us there. Not sure, because we have literally run out of data. Now we are using the models to kind of generate data, be agentic, and we are building around the current models, because it seems like we have reached the level that the current models can give us in a one go. So we are building around it. For example, the Freepik example that we showed, it's not like, why are we doing this? Because the image and video generation models are not that true. Like, they can't read our mind, and we tell them to do something and they just get us that thing that we want, or a set of things that we want. We still have to build tools around these tools to get there. And the same with going back to the comment section and building software. I think it's not going to happen anytime soon to be able to do anything like that big with AI. When I say that big, I mean creating Notion. When I say that big, I mean creating like Google Chrome, because OpenAI, they didn't build their own browser. They cloned Chrome. They cloned Chromium, and they just built a little bit on top of it, and not much. And it's buggy and has issues. So I don't think AI is there yet, and I'm not convinced that it will get there. When I say it, there's an asterisk. Like, anything that can happen obviously will happen if we given enough time, but I'm not sure if, let's say, in the next 10 years, I'm not sure. And Anuru Karpathy, I don't know if you've seen that video of him that I mentioned last week. He's the AI guy. He's an AI scientist. He's done research. He knows how to code these AI models. He has done the work in the field. And he's saying that these agentic models are a decade away, not a few years.
Cool. Well, I'll leave it there. I'll go on to my next bit, because all I'll say is, like, I didn't say a timeline, so I'm interested to know. And the only other thing I'll say is, like, I think we can absolutely go further than the moon, but it's not technology that's stopping us. It's we
can, but like with AI, I don't know. We have other issues with AI. We have reports on there are chips from NVIDIA laying around because there is not enough electricity to turn them on, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. So, which will go into what my second point is. But so with the moon landing, or go flying to the moon, it's not technology that's holding us back. It's actually learning that, well, there's no reason to go to another planet. Really, we need to be looking at Sirius A, whatever it's called, the closest star. So saying that,
Alpha
the second, so the reason why I bring that up as well is, like, and this goes both ways, is more so a socio-economic factor, which is, once again, this in my opinion, restrictive thinking, in that we apply our current understanding of the world around us and are unable to, like, we put the world around us into the future, and it's like, well, you can't do that. And I'm always reminded of what Reimar was saying. What was the phrase he said? Like we're ancient hardware running in medieval software, living in the future, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Like we're always kind of playing catch up, and we're always kind of, we're never fully in the. I mean, for that matter, we can't imagine it, but like. I think what we care about will be different. You mentioned a browser. This is a very stupid example, and I don't want to labor on the browser thing, but there will be a few reason to think of or care about building a browser anymore, right? In the future,
Yeah.
It might be that people don't feel the need. We might be living in a future where SaaS dies because, you know what? AI is off doing everything, and there's universal income, and we're not working anymore. SaaS might die because of that, not because of people building their own applications. We need to understand that the world we operate in, the world model that we operate in, is not going to be the same as what we operate in now. The things we care about, the things we do, the thing our day-to-days just will look very, very different. And the quickest, easiest example I can give on that is COVID. How that came, a year of our lives, maximum 2 years, completely has changed everything. And now we just know no different, and we just don't even think about it.
Yeah.
This is now a new world model that you could not have. One, you couldn't have anticipated it, but you also could not apply the things we did and the things we like. Now people care. Like I know mothers who care so much more about the being there, raising their kids. They care that so much more because they have access to it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like this whole
It does make
world
sense.
model.
It totally makes sense, and this is what I'm saying about predictions. We did in the past over predict and also under predict things. We sometimes overestimate and underestimate. A good example, and it's quite funny, is wireless power. There was a time where people thought every device will run on wireless power. We won't have any cable to plug in anything. It will be just charged wirelessly because we can do it. We can actually do it. And it's like to some degree, but it's not efficient. Like we could not figure out a way, have not, at least for now, and I'm not sure even if it's possible physically, to find a way to efficiently move electricity sort of from a source to another. Even like the short distance we have with our phones, we lose like 20% minimum to the heat and things like this, technical stuff. But there we did think that we'll have wireless power everywhere, and we don't have it. It's not even close, and it seems like we won't have it at all. With AI, I'm not saying it's literally the same. No, it's going to obviously change the world, but I'm not super convinced as somebody who I would, by the way, call myself like very optimistic, but I'm still not very convinced by AI being to that level that some Altman that is trying to sell it to us.
Let's move on because of timing.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting debate.
We'll see.
I'm so like amazed at how certain people are about their uncertainty, if that makes sense. It's like nobody knows, but there's so much. Like all I know enough to know that we don't know, but all we can do is predict, and we're always looking to the future. But some people just can't do that. Very quickly, because again, we'll and it's not really much of a comments thing. By the way, let us know if you have comments. Like, let us know, because we will read them, and they create such amazing discussions for some of the stuff we go through. But this is less of a comment, more of like an evolution of a video we went through, a topic that we went through last week. So Elon Musk is taking OpenAI to court. And what this has meant, I think it's Elon Musk. I might be misremembering the beginning of this video. But here we go. Musk versus Altman. It is Elon Musk versus Altman. And Ilya Sutskever, which is one of the OG founders of OpenAI, he's pretty big cheese. he has had to come forward and be very honest with a lot of the inner workings and how stuff went down with Sam Altman. Because if you remember rightly, Sam Altman got kicked out of OpenAI.
Yeah.
And then a week later came back. And it's just kind of
huge
like
drama.
Huge drama that's just been kind of like just brushed under the carpet. But now what's come to light through Ilya Sutskever's kind of reveal is that actually he was a big proponent behind Sam Altman. And by the way, I should have prefaced this. This is again off the back of some AGI videos which have just gone out in the last 20 minutes or so. Sam has seemingly been demonstrated as a very tyrannical leader. We see a very soft-spoken person on stage who seems to want to do good and this and that. Who was the female, the CTO?
The Italian
girl.
I
Her,
forgot her name.
Ilya, were all discussing, and Sam time and time again lied to the board. And by the way, I think the entire board has kind of changed now because they all lost faith in Sam and all the rest of it. This does not paint Sam to be a very, very nice person at all, basically, is where I'm getting at. And off the back of our conversations last week about AGI, and I'm there saying in the video, I like to think that we are, we're all good people or whatever. This kind of shit me up a little bit, thinking, is Sam really the right person to be behind the helm of potentially one of the winners of this race? Is he someone who could be trusted with AGI if he's been this lying and deceptive? And I know we're only seeing one side of the argument here, but with this video goes through the different accounts of those people and discussions that took place that inevitably led to Sam Altman being fired. So it seems like he's a different person to different people. I'll kind of leave it there, but it's pretty telling. This only came out a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's a really specifically nice person, and it seems like he lies easily, which makes it really difficult to have faith in having AGI in his hand. But I'm pretty convinced that we are not going to see AGI anytime soon, at least to the definition that we all had a few years ago. And one of the things that makes me not really like what Sam is doing is that he's changing the definition of AGI rapidly. Like every time he's being asked, he's lowering the standard for what AGI is. It seems like nowadays to him, AGI is an agent that can do a bunch of things, more than what we have now. So he can claim that they have reached AGI in a year or two. It seems like that, because I honestly don't see any intelligence emerging right now. Like the magic of these LLMs has gone away. I don't see it anymore. Yes, that when you start using them, very amazing, but then they become still amazing tools, but not intelligent, creative, conscious tools, or beings, not tools, which is the definition for me for AGI. AGI should be creative. It has to be creative. It has to be intelligent, and it probably should be conscious. I'm not sure about that last one, because do we need suffering? I'm not sure. It's philosophical, but the thing that Sam is portraying as potential AGI is not.
To me, though, this is less about AGI and more so having someone potentially being quite tyrannical and disingenuous at the helm of something that, whilst it might not reach AGI, that's enough of a driver to get somewhere where it's they've built something very powerful and very powerful, I think is the only way to put it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's funny. It's not funny, but it's you see these because Ilya left. A lot of these people left. Board members left. They cleared. Dario from Anthropic is in on this. He's been wrapped into this web, and I just worry that ChatGPT might be the winner, or OpenAI might be the winner, and they're not gonna stop until they have something very, very powerful. But anyway, that's all I'll say on that. Should we talk about PewDiePie?
We should talk about PewDiePie. Yeah.
I had no idea. I still don't know why. Was he a gamer? Is that how he got so many followers?
We'll talk about. Yeah, we can talk about that. All right.
Okay.
So PewDiePie. Yeah. It's kind of funny to talk about this. Wait, let me. Okay. We also should bring it on this. So PewDiePie is now training his own AI. Like, no joke. This is kind of crazy. The guy, he was a gamer. He started as a gamer. He started streaming and also sharing his videos on YouTube, and he become big before T-Series. I don't know. Who knows this? If you know this, comment it. Like, tell me that you know that part of internet history. This is a very important part of the internet history. PewDiePie versus T-Series, and then T-Series took over. That was an Indian channel that got bigger than PewDiePie. PewDiePie was at that time the most subscribed YouTuber in the world. Anyway, so he got really big and he made a bunch of different videos. This is what you just asked. He didn't just make gaming videos, just a bunch of different funny videos. But recently, he's been making videos on how he's building his own PC and started like with Linux and things like this. And now he made a video called "Stop Using AI Right Now," and it's quite funny. In the video, he shows how he is running his models locally. So this is how it starts. He's just running a bunch of models locally, and he's in this video specifically saying he's not touching any image or video generation tool. He's just talking about like LLMs inference. For inference, exactly. And it's quite funny, the video, because the most fun part of it is when he shows that he creates a console of his AI. If you don't want this to be spoiled, maybe you don't watch this part, but he creates like 8 agents that talk to one another. When he asks the AI something, these 8 different AIs think, and then they talk to one another, and through a voting system, the winner vote gets outputted, and the agents that perform bad consistently, they get axed. He essentially removes them. He kills the AIs, and the AI figure that out. They see that, and he reads the logs, and he sees the AIs talk to each other and like, who invented this sick game that kills us for having a different opinion? So the AIs come up with a way to compensate for that. So they vote in a way that nobody gets killed. So they get not really useful because they change their opinion so they don't get collectively killed. Anyway, he shows that, and he shows how he made his own web like interface, all vibe coded to talk to his AI, to do web search, to do a bunch of things like this. And it's really cool. The video is really cool, and he continues by the end of the video, he shows that he's starting to work on training his own AI, not just inferencing, but like training like a little. He's just fully getting in and just enjoying becoming an engineer in a way. Yeah, he is becoming an engineer. Like, dude, a bunch of like his last videos are around these things.
Yeah, it's funny because like honestly, don't get PewDiePie at all. Like he's huge. I just do not.
I enjoy his
He's not
videos,
someone that appeals to me. I don't know his history. You said he was a gamer or something like this. It's not the point. I watched his he anti-Google video, de-Googling himself. I watched that video and he inspired me to start looking into this stuff. And, you know, in some small way, even though he wasn't specifically talking about AI, he probably had some impact on inspiring me to start to look into local LLM stuff. Because I remember looking at that thinking, oh, I'd love a remote server that's stored in my thing that I could access all my drives. And I started looking into it and, you know, trying to figure all that out. And then I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have my own cloud LLM running, all this, that, and the other. So it's so funny how a quote unquote normie is doing things and doing things well, clearly. Like I haven't seen that video, by the way, but he's, you know, if he can figure it out, I can figure it out. And fair play to him, you know? Didn't you say Theo covered this video as well?
Yeah, he. I think so. I didn't watch the stream, but his stream name was like the stream title was reacting to PewDiePie's video or something like this, and a bunch of people started reacting to him. And I saw posts on Twitter, on Instagram, people praising him, essentially saying that this guy, he went through, he did, you know, video, funny videos on the internet, gaming, and now he's just learning programming. And he actually says in his video that he truly enjoys going in the zone and learning coding. And he says it's so hard, but he's enjoying it so much because he has to concentrate and just learn so much. And I do feel the same. Like I'm pushing still like code and it's still learning. And it's really fun when I can get the chance to get in the zone and just focus on learning it. So a lot of people saying AI is coming and don't learn this, don't learn that. I think that's like the worst advice. Just learn whatever you're passionate about. And if it's coding, even better. I would highly recommend learning it.
Yeah. I say it again, gatekeeping is just for some reason, people just want to gatekeep, you know, any sort of discovery and enablement of people learning stuff. And PewDiePie is an interesting case because, like I say, he built his own server. He built a Linux server that he could run his email, store his files, photos, all that sort of. So he's obviously a very talented, clever person. However, AI has enabled him to essentially become a developer, is interested in it, you know, only for his own personal projects. And, you know, I won't dwell on it too much, but it just goes into what I was just saying about this idea that people are building their own apps and they are being introduced to it, and it's not as hard as they once thought, and it's more fun than they thought. You're going to capture people just by lowering that bar. So fair play to it. Good on him.
Yeah. Cool.
Next.
Should we go back on something?
What?
You heard me typing. I'm sorry. You heard me typing. So I bought Freepik. I couldn't help myself. I bought a plan from Freepik.
We were quite long on that subject, I'll be honest. I'm going to say let's save that to the end.
Okay, we'll save it for the end. Yeah. Okay, sure. And I will show you the results.
Yeah. Stay to the end to see the results. Engagement, yeah. No, definitely, because we were on it for quite a while and we've got a few to go to, and then we'll pick it up depending on how we feel. But let's talk about. We'll go quick with this one, just because it's not too interesting. It's a bit political. So Amazon have gone to war with AI agents. sending an aggressive legal threat to Perplexity, telling them to stop agents running on their website, Amazon. Let's see what Perplexity has to say. So basically, you've seen ChatGPT Atlas. I use Comet. These agents, they go off and browse the web, do things for you. It's your own personal assistant. It's it's your own personal assistant going out onto the web. Amazon have sent a legal threat to Perplexity, telling them to stop. Receive a legal threat from Amazon demanding we prohibit Comet users from using their AI assistants on Amazon. Now, I wonder if ChatGPT Atlas and Opera Neon and Dia have all received the same threat, but it's to stop using on Amazon. Why do you think this is, Kavaza? Why do you reckon?
When you say Amazon, do you mean Amazon.com as the shop?
Amazon.com, shopping. Why do you think that they want them to stop? I don't want to reveal it.
I just think that because they are evil, they probably have their own version of Comet, something similar, and they want users to use that, and they don't want any competition. That would be my first guess.
What would be your second guess?
Second guess, probably, I don't know, server cost or something like this. Would it cause way more search and using their essentially services? That would be my second.
What's the biggest money earner on the internet?
AWS, isn't it like money earner?
No. What on the web? What's the biggest
ads?
Ads.
Oh, ads. Oh.
Because if you've got an agent running off and doing these tasks, they're not there to advertise to you. They're not there to upsell you. They're not there to manipulate your buying behavioral habits. And this is why they don't want them working on specifically Amazon.com.
They're still evil.
Well, yeah, exactly, right? There's no two bones about it. They're more interested in serving you ads, sponsored results, and influence your purchasing decisions with upsells and confusing offers. If you've got an agent doing it, you haven't got to worry about that. Canceling your Prime subscription is difficult or confusing, because an agent will go and do it, and it might take them 2 hours to do, because that's how long these agents take nowadays. But it will still get done, and you can just focus on what matters. They will earn less money through agents. Now, I'm not sure how. I mean, I would like to see the actual letter. But I wonder, they obviously won't have spun that angle. This is something that Comet or Perplexity have inferred. But it's just interesting. And I hate this. I hate this just capitalist greed with such passion that we can't just give someone an authentic experience by giving them something that they actually need or want. It's like, it's right. Your technology is rubbish, Amazon, to be fair, because I'll just do a search on something that you clearly just need once, like a kettle or whatever. Here's loads of kettles. You must love kettles, even though you've bought a kettle. They could sort your algorithm out. But,
do you know? Yeah. Go on.
No. I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay. Do you know it's kind of like an old joke about Apple and Amazon. Like Apple has proved that design matters to be successful, and Amazon has proved that design doesn't matter to be successful.
Why? What do you mean? Because it licks
have you seen the design of fucking Amazon.com or AWS?
Sorry, I thought you said Apple.
The whole reason Verso exists as
cool.
AWS sucks and Amazon.com is trash. It's funny how comically bad it is when it comes to design and how good Apple is. Anyway,
well, they make up with it. They're a digital service. Apple aren't a digital service. They're like a hardware company, right? People don't use Apple. Well, I suppose you use iOS, I guess, but the feature set of Amazon is just so good, has corrupt and awful Amazon is to society in general, we still are like, oh, but it's just so easy, you know? The fact that, do you know, and did I tell you this? So the lens that you're seeing right now is a new lens. I use this one for my YouTube videos, and I use this one for the podcast, right? So I bought this lens, nifty 50. I also bought an 85 mil. 85 mil. The 85 mil was something like 400 pounds. This was something like 150. Very cheap lens. Great lens for. In fact, do we have the same one? Do you think? Do you think we have the same lens?
Probably. I have a nifty 50 as well.
Does yours, when you hear it focusing, can you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a nifty 50. It's
great.
It's not amazing for video recording if you need the mic to be on the camera, because you will hear the focusing. But like for what we are doing, it's amazing. It's crazy how good it is.
So I bought these two lenses, and low-key I used them both for a wedding shoot with my friend, and I was like, I tried them both out, and I used this one. I was like, I do quite like this. It matches your one, all the rest of it. Anyway, so I send the expensive one back, the 85 mil. God, I wish I had chosen the 85 mil, because it's much more expensive than this, and I would have sold it and then just bought this one for cheap. Anyway, I've ruined the surprise there. So I send it back, and there was some technical issue inside of Amazon. They said they've received this lens, the one that you're seeing right now. They've received it, and I'll expect to get my refund in 3 to 5 days, 150 pounds. I was like, whoa. No, I sent you back the expensive one. And whatever. And so I chatted on Amazon, 5 minutes on the chat face. Don't worry, keep the lens. We'll refund you everything in the next 3 to 5 days. You know, they are good. You know, they will. I've had a lens once. They refunded me £900 for a lens once that went missing. They just gave me 900 quid, you know? So
that's crazy. But a lot of this, I mean, for a lens, it's really crazy. But for smaller things, they are not doing you a service. They are not doing it because they are good. Because if they have to take it back, like if they have to take it back and get rid of it or fix it, it's really expensive.
Yeah, it's not worth.
So it's cheaper. Like even if you are a merchant and if you sell like thousands and thousands of your products, some of it will be damaged, and it's just the cost of the business, and the collectively the customers are paying for those things as well. It's calculated in the price. So it has happened to me as well.
But point is that their service is very good, and we don't care for the design, because it's like it's function over form, and Apple is form over function, or whatever, you know. Anyway, that's that. That was be interesting to see what happens with this whole case. I don't think they'll win, because you can't stop anyone doing anything. But let's move on to Mr. Doob. So you know Mr. Doob, right?
Yeah.
Three.js is one of the most well-known JavaScript libraries on the web, arguably, other than React. Three.js is huge. It's what a lot of these 3D applications are built in. Some of the stuff we looked at the beginning of the show, all this 3D stuff, a lot of it is built in Three.js. It's responsible for over 70,000 websites, and it was started by one man, Mr. Doob, and he's seemingly been completely converted to vibe coding updates to this very important library. Now, this is just something I picked up on. Let me share my screen. He keeps chatting about Claude Code and like adding features, talking about adding features and things like that, all done coding. And I'm just so surprised. Fair play to him. I'm just so. Oh, he does a lot of reposting, doesn't he? Can we cancel out reposts?
No, you're just.
There's this one here on Claude Code for the web, which, by the way, you get $1,000 of free credit this month using Claude Code for the web. So he's obviously, so you can see his credit there. What's he got left? 981 credits. I see you there. Yeah, so $1,000 of free credits if you're on the max plan. But yeah, he's making updates to Three.js done through Vibe. Can you imagine? He's got a lot of trust in Claude Code here for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got
Or
a
he
couple of
knows
other
how to
ones.
prompt.
Or he knows how to prompt. He's got one in Three.js here. He's got one in Three.js there. And I'm just seeing that, he's probably making probably making very specific changes to like one file.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's the creator of the library. He knows the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
But it's insane how such a amazing technology has been developed by one guy.
Yeah. I mean, there's over 2,000 contributors to Three.js.
Okay.
In fact, there's exactly 2,000 contributors to Three.js. But he's the one vibing out on it, which is pretty impressive. That's all I have to say about that, unless you want to say anything else.
No, but yeah, it's really cool and it was surprising.
I wonder if Matthew Munger's still in the audience, because we've got two Webflow updates. To be fair, let's do storage after this one. Yeah. So Finsweet, our old friends Finsweet, have announced dev mode for Webflow.
Yeah.
I've really fucked up that intro, haven't I? I'm going to redo the intro for the.
I wanted to actually show it, but for some reason my
let me do. Oh, go on. You sort that out, and if you can do it, just give me a shout. Webflow finally has a powerful code editor that allows you to edit your code just like you're in VS Code. It's dev mode plugin by our old friends Finsweet, and it's pretty great. Did you get it?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I have it on my screen, but maybe we want to watch the video.
Yeah,
let's watch the video.
Tools that make Webflow even more powerful. Finsweet extension is used by more than 30,000 developers in Webflow.
Extension, right?
Dev mode. Quickly update your HTML and CSS using a code editor inside Webflow. Some use cases. Instantly find classes, attributes, tags, and styles. Hit Controller Command plus F and type what you want to find. Quickly add attributes without the need to select manually the elements. For example, add attributes list load to your CMS list. Type fs list element equals list and fs list load equals more. Done. Bulk text change. Imagine you have a lot of buttons in your page and you would like to change all of them at the same time. Select the parent element. Find the text content of the button. Select it, Controller Command plus D, change the text. Save changes. Done.
That's really cool.
Bulk classes change. Now imagine you have all these titles of the page with heading style H2, and you would like to change them to the class heading style H3. Controller Command plus F. Add the class you want to find. Now, add the class you want to replace, and click to replace all. Save changes.
You get the picture.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So not quite, the fully fledged dev experience, but this is already better than the in-house Webflow editor. It's awful, the in-house web editor and code editor, in Webflow. What I quite liked there is that you saw, they chose the parent wrapper. So now this gives you this is the code that's been created under the hood as your no coding. So this is obviously something we've never seen before. You get this sort of editor when you have an embed element just an embed element, right? You don't get it actually for the page, but you can see the whole thing now. And I think this is great. And I foresee AI, updates to this. You use AI to vibe it out. It would be interesting because, of course, Webflow creates HTML in a certain way. And I'm not sure how malformed HTML will, how that will render out on the canvas. and whatever. But regardless, I can see AI adding here. I can see just more VS Code like Emmet predictions, things like that, just being added to here. Really good first step to this dev mode experience. And my heart kind of goes out to Miyagi, who gave up on the original vision of Miyagi, which is a vibe code experience with them. Webflow cannibalized there. They were going to focus on the coding experience. Now dev mode has come out. Now, this is not to say that Webflow would come out with their own version of this, but you know, this is already, they've launched, you know, at the end of the day, Miyagi has not launched their coding experience. So, well, I guess they have, but they just haven't doubled down on that just yet. So yeah, really cool. So is that it on your screen right now?
Yeah. This is,
and is it free? Are you paying for this?
No, it's not free. That's the point. So I thought this would be a part of the unlimited Finsweet Pro that I got. I'm not sure if I'm signed in with the same account or not, but it seems like I did try a few accounts, and it seems like in all accounts, it's asking me to pay if I want to use it more than 10 times a month for these features, like merging combo classes. I really do like this. So this is when you have, you know, you put too many styles and too many classes on top of another, and you just want to merge them down to one class that holds all the styles. That one is paid. And then the dev mode is,
and you've got that, right? You've got that merge.
Yes, but only you can use it 10 times a month.
Yes. Yeah.
So here we also see their marketing website. So you have the dev mode, you have the fluid design generator. So this is a way to calculate responsive, like fluid designs. Then you have the merge combo, migrating from pixel to rem, organizing classes and folders. This is also really cool. This is based on the way you name stuff. It automatically creates like somehow like folders, so you can easily see a component and its classes within that component. You can navigate between pages based on your history. And this is probably one of the most like useful ones that is kind of underrated. The Webflow breakpoints, like the bigger breakpoints, they're super annoying and they are not useful at all, and don't use them ever. Never. And if you do, like, tell me why. Why would you do that to yourself? And with Finsweet, you can remove them. If you by accident add them, Webflow doesn't let you remove them, but Finsweet just access them. And obviously you can remove the duplicate styles. So that's that. And we can also go look at the pricing. So the pricing is $6 a month for everything. And if you pay yearly,
is this across all sites? So this is, you can add this to any site. Good. Yeah. Seems like they've addressed the pricing here, because this doesn't look so painful.
Yeah. Do I need one for each site? No, Finsweet extension plan is per workspace.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if it's like per Webflow workspace or per their own workspace. Finsweet, I don't know how to say this nicely, but they are not really good with naming, because this thing, it's called Finsweet extension. This is a Webflow app. So we have a Webflow app called Finsweet extension. And previously we had the Finsweet extension, which was a Finsweet Chrome extension. This, what you see on my screen, this one on this is
so
a
they've
Chrome
moved
extension.
the Chrome extension into an app, seemingly.
Yes, and they still call it extension, and it's not. Maybe to not confuse people, but this is, I argue, is more confusing, because they should be looking onward and like to the people that will join, who are going to see it as a Webflow app, not as a Chrome extension. Anyway, with the old thing, you can still access the head and footer code to your project from anywhere you are in the designer, which is really sweet, and the bulk redirects. So the rest of the stuff has been moved here, if we like it or not. I wish they would not do this to us, by the way. I wish that they would keep the extension as it was and add this as something
new
that
extension.
a new extension, because right now I need to also install this on every site. It takes a click or two, but still the extension was just there once you would install it. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm sure I will be using it. I'm not sure if I will pay for it, honestly. It's not a lot of money, but it adds up. These things add up, and I don't know how it works with my team. Do I need to pay per person? Yeah.
Is this a thing of vibe coding your own extension? You know, what's the process like of getting an extension into web?
Honestly, yeah.
You've got the Webflow documentation, API documentation. All this is doing is leveraging the documentation and saying,
Right. Site scripts scanner is coming soon. What is that?
Don't know. Bob Jack Jam says it sounds like they need 3D assets, a 3D assets thing.
Oh yeah, this is so Babak is from my team. We are doing that. It's the I told you about the 3D, and you've seen his work.
Okay, so he's name dropping, is he?
Yeah. Right.
Shameless plug there. Sounds like you guys need 3D assets, huh?
Well, we can recreate these in 3D and make them like look absolutely amazing. We have some work done for a client, which we will share in a few days' time once they go live with it. So I don't know, what is site script scanner?
I guess it just looks through your site and identifies or collates scripts, because some people just add scripts here, there, and everywhere. It might pull them all together so that you can, put them all in a logical place, like the header or the footer, or move them to wherever you feel comfortable that you want them. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's something like that.
But you could go to inspect and see all the scripts here and then find them in Webflow.
But you'd have to go look how you've got to go through everything, because with the embed element, you could in theory put scripts can be anywhere, and
but like you can see them here.
Yeah, you can see them there, but you have to go and find them.
Yeah. Well, you search and then but it is definitely, if you do a lot of these things, it is definitely worth like $5 a month, paying like 60 a year. But I don't think I would need that. Unbyte CMS, this is crazy that this is still not something that Webflow could do natively, and import SVG. I believe there are a few apps that already do this, so I would not necessarily need to buy this extension for this. And the dev mode by far is the coolest part of it.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. Should we talk about Webflow storage?
Yeah, definitely.
Take us through it, or at least,
I don't know if I actually I have the link here, so
I've got
copy the link. All good. I'll just Command T and paste it. So we have bind data storage to Webflow Cloud. And the way it works, this is something that you should explain, but it seems like this was not a thing before. Did you have access to this?
Yeah, so I've had access to this for a little while, and shameless plug on my course, my Webflow Cloud course. I've got tutorials recorded on how to set these up. One might even be live, because I remember getting SQLite set up and running. So what these are, they're an aspect of Webflow Cloud where there's three parts to it. You've got SQLite storage, object storage, and KV storage. Now, storage is a funny word in these to name these from Webflow. They're not really, there's the only one, I guess they call it data storage there, but object storage is things like, it's an under the hood, it's an R2, which is an S3 storage. It's a place for your assets, images, videos, documents, whatever. It's a place to put files, and you can, through Webflow Cloud, you can pull and push that data and store. Sorry, not those assets. You can pull those assets. So that's object storage. KV storage and SQLite storage are very, very similar in that they are databases. Essentially, they're databases. SQLite is a relational database, which means you can have several tables and they can reference each other. They're called relational databases. So you could have a user's database. You could have let's use blogs as an example. You can have a blogs database. You can have an author's database, or sorry, tables within the database. And a blog can be linked to a user, and it can be linked to tags and all the rest of it. Okay. KV storage is very, very simple. It's called key. It stands for key value. So it's simple. This equals that, this equals that, and there's no relationship between them, or at least you would have to do something clever to establish those relationships. But it's just it's obviously a lot quicker. You know, reading a whole database table can be very costly on performance, but KV is very, very quick, sort of, you know, simple data basically. So as these three aspects are available on Webflow Cloud, I'm assuming this is now they're out of beta, so it will prompt me now to look into the documentation and see if the KV storage, which is the one I was having trouble with, is seamless, and I can just create some KV storage. You know, I don't know what you call them, just KV storage. Yeah. So that's what it is, and I'm guessing this is just it coming out of beta. Seems to be chugging along. I mean, I don't know. What is the hunger like on Webflow Cloud at the moment? You know, what do people like Webflow Cloud? Do people understand Webflow Cloud? Do people?
I'm not sure actually.
See a need?
I don't use it. I haven't had the need for it yet. I would like to, but I'm like busy doing my own coding stuff, mostly like front end. Let's say design engineering direction. So no, I haven't had the need for that.
So for those that don't know, Webflow Cloud is a way to essentially merge your Webflow project with a Next.js or an Astro project, and so there's seamless experience between the Webflow project and the Astro project, and with that enables you to build very sophisticated apps that are on one part managed by designers and marketers who typically don't know how to code. You merge that with an experience that's hand coded by developers, very advanced. You're doing things that Webflow could never do. And the user will have that seamless experience. You know, they could just log in and then they're part of the Webflow Cloud experience, but it just looks and feels completely seamless. So that's the simplest way I've worked out how to describe it. But it's cool. Yeah. It's cool. I have a course on it. I think there's definitely a use case for it, and it just depends on the actual how widespread is that use case.
Cool
GitHub report.
Let's talk about that. So there is this new GitHub report that shows TypeScript is now the #1 language in the world, which is pretty interesting to see, because we talked about TypeScript earlier in the show being your favorite. You said you like TypeScript or something along those lines.
I love TypeScript. Love it.
Yeah, so I saw this and I found that to be interesting. Somewhere here they showed the amount of users using TypeScript. It's a really long report, by the way, and I have not read it all.
Huge. Is this just on TypeScript or is this just GitHub?
No, it's just like GitHub. So here, this one, I was looking at this one. So we see JavaScript was for a long time the #1 programming language on GitHub. And then Python was for some time. You see 2024, start of 2025, Python was #1. And now TypeScript out of nowhere is number one. Python
Well,
2 and
it's not out of
JavaScript
nowhere,
1
though,
to
is
3.
it?
Yeah, it's
Not
not
out
out
of
of
nowhere.
yeah.
It's there's a very specific reason why, and
Yeah.
that's because of AI. And I was looking at the report, and I was looking at some of the numbers GitHub are reporting on just their overall usage. And in the past year, they've had 36 million new users of GitHub. And in total, they've had 180, they have 180 million users in total. So that's to 20% have joined GitHub in the last year. And no doubt that's got something to do with vibe coding. And
Yeah.
coding language of choice from vibe coders is TypeScript. So
yeah,
definitely AI has something to blame for this, which is a good thing. You know, TypeScript we used to kind of sigh when it was like, oh, I've got to write this in TypeScript, or if people suggested or insisted we use TypeScript, there was a little bit of like, because there's so much upfront cost and features just take double the amount of time because you've got to type safe them and this and that. Whereas now, well, but the gains that you got from that were only seen much later on in the project. Whereas now, because of AI, because it's all TypeScript first, one, the AI can work a ton better, and two, you generally are just able to work on your code base a lot more efficiently because things are set up in a way that everything's type safe. You know what types and things, the functions get passed. When you create a React component, you know what props it needs, all through the power of TypeScript. So yeah, very welcome.
Yeah.
And it makes it far more accessible. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Year-over-year growth, we see over here. Cool.
Builder.io, or you want to go, or you want to do your result? We've got 10 minutes.
No, you can do builder.io. You understand that better, maybe, or I don't know.
I can dodge it together. I can definitely take you through it. So this was found by you, obviously. Do you want me to? I'll show it on my screen. We'll remove you, and I'll put it on mine.
Yeah.
So, and watch it, but it's essentially your classic. Actually, maybe
stunning websites and applications.
It's your classic vibe coding tool.
With anyone on
you know,
your team.
building websites, building apps.
Like doing this agent.
But the addition here,
any Slack conversation or any Jira,
and in fact, it's more like
the
Devin,
design and code agent,
which is
this is
what's interesting.
Your existing code bases. It's the only agent that actually understands your design system and designs UIs and prototypes exactly like you do, with deep design system intelligence, using your components throughout. It's the only agent that lets you prototype on real products, in real context with real data, with your actual UIs. You can get internal and customer feedback on easily. It's the only agent that lets anyone in your team send pull requests and automatically addresses build failures, PR comments, and any type of automated feedback. It's the integrates with everything agent that you can connect every single product you use, data source, tech stack you have, and every team member in one place. It's the no handoff agent, where instead of having 3 different tools,
collaboration going on here,
developments, everyone works on one source of truth. Is the agent that learns how your team works, storing memories from feedback from product design and dev to make it better honed the way you build from end to end. It's the only agent that can visually build your native applications, soon supporting iOS, Swift, Android, Flutter, etc. We've already.
So I will just say this is where it lost me a little bit because there was a lot of promises going on here, a lot. This tool seems insane. You know, learns how you code. By the way, it's not the first to do this. Like I say, it feels very much like Devin. It's like an integrated environment. The nice aspect is this, obviously, here. This doesn't look real. This looks like After Effects, you know, that you probably won't be able to see it. A lot of problems, but he says here, builds apps.
Storing memories from feedback from product design and dev to make it better honed the way you build from end to end. It's the only agent that can visually build your native applications, soon supporting iOS, Swift, Android.
the only AI that can build your native apps, soon to be Swift, Android, iOS. Like, how is it an app that can build, but then you're saying the only languages that it's soon to be using those? That just lost me, and that then made me go back over it and then question, kind of like, well, hang on, there's so much going on here. If they can deliver on it, amazing. I'm also a little bit disappointed that one of the biggest features, in my opinion, is this design development integration. Seemingly that you can have designers doing all this, that, and the other with a Figma like / Webflow. Here, you got developers vibing on the left. So this is what we hope and dream of, right? This is everything we hope and dream. So yeah, seems amazing. Just a few little, I don't know, little red flags on it for me, but it does look very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
I also looked at their website and I was a little bit confused. By the way, this is really cool, this stuff.
Yeah.
So there's Builder.io, and then you go to their platform, then you go to Fusion. Like, what the heck? What is the difference? Is it the design aspect different, or is this a strict vibe code experience, but actually this is all that integration stuff with MCPs and, you know, linking with pull requests and is this more like Devin? Is this more like is Fusion more like Devin, whereas Builder.io is more like Lovable? I'm not too sure. So if you know, let us know. But that's my overall understanding and assessment of this tool.
Yeah,
but apparently go on, sorry, you go.
When I saw the video, I was also really excited because it did look like that, you know, a mix of all of these tools. But then I was like, is he making a new tool? Is he like abandoning Builder.io? But then I came to the website and I got more confused because it seems like it's not a new tool. It's like an addition to the already existing tool, which by the way, before all of this AI, if I'm not wrong, it was a tool that you could do like visually develop things with it, similar to the way Webflow is, but more powerful on the development side of things. But then it got all AI, and now it has more AI on top of the already changed to, you know, have a lot of AI. So it kind of it doesn't make sense on that end. And when talking about like having design versus dev, not versus, but like alongside dev mode, to me, it shouldn't be like, because there was a time it felt like design mode is like Webflow and dev mode is code, but I feel like that is changing. I think the design mode should be more like Figma, like a free canvas that you can have versions. That's the whole point of it, to have variations, to have exploration. And then the dev mode could be similar to the way that Webflow is, you know, the Webflow designer, with a view on the code, so you could see the code, and obviously AI to write the code. And then maybe have something like the Webflow cloud for, you know, other developers, you know, having their needs taken care of with the cloud there. So but this is, I don't know, this is cool. I would probably give it a try, but the video showed it to be cool.
I'm looking at this now, and I don't think this is aimed at, you know, one person freelancers. This is not aimed at those people. This is enabling teams. You know, what gave it away for me was this note at the top here, that PMs can use AI to write tickets in Jira. Designers use AI to create mock-ups in Figma, and developers use AI to build IDEs. 3 teams, 3 tools. So I think it's bringing teams together. I don't think you'll see. Well, I mean, I would. Have you signed up to this? Have you? You know, have you?
No, not yet. But
okay, fine.
I just also found it.
But I don't think this will be. This will be a watered down design experience. It won't be like an experience where you can iterate and have loads of different versions and this and that and the other. It will be a very locked down, rigid design experience like you'd see in Webflow, just because that's the way that you know, if you were to take away a lot of aspects, how do I explain this? This is going to be really difficult to explain. If you take away everything that doesn't work on the web inside of Figma, you will end up with something very much like Webflow.
Yeah.
You know, auto layout is what you need, and this and that. I suppose you've got the free flow canvas a little bit and this kind of thing, but like you'll inevitably end up with a lot of basically what you're seeing here. And for it to be useful, you'll end up with what you're seeing and on the right hand side here. So I don't think it's necessarily going to help designers design. I think it's going to help designers who know how to build websites in something like Webflow contribute to the development of the website, if that makes sense. I don't think designers will feel they're not going to be able, like you just said, they're not going to be able to iterate. They're not going to be able to freeform canvas. They're not going to be able to explore and experiment with designs, just because that's practically impossible in the context of a web tool. It might as well just be a separate page. It might as well just be a separate tool. So yeah, inevitably you're always going to end up with this very locked down and rigid design tool. Like I say, it might be very useful for someone like yourself, but I think it's aimed at kind of teams and enterprise solutions. But regardless, it'll be cool to see where it goes. They're promising a lot. Should we see what you've got then? Should we? Yeah. What everyone's been hanging with bated breath to see.
Are you even ready to see that?
I don't know. Oh, too fast.
No,
okay,
no.
So where did you get this?
I'm not showing it. I'm not showing. Yeah, I will explain. All right. So we talked about Freepik having a node-based video generation. So here is a need, and I signed up, and I have a specific need. I need to animate this piece of whatever, like thumbnail. This is a thumbnail. I wanted to animate this manually, but then I thought, let's use AI to animate this. Mm-hmm. What do you see here? So this is made in Figma, by the way. This is made manually in Figma. How would you animate this in a animation software or even with code? This
After
is easy
Effects,
to do.
Probably, yeah.
Probably
After Effects.
I'd probably use GSAP. Probably it would be easier for me. But you'd have the 2024, and then the 4 goes out, and it gets smaller, and the 5 comes up with a nice easing and something like this, right? And then maybe the 5 goes and the 6 comes. And this is what exactly I prompted the AI. And first, I tried to prompt it directly using just using my own imagination and my own words. Are you ready to see the result?
I want to see the prompts. I want to see the word before the result.
I can't do this. Well, I'm sorry, David, I can't do this. I can't zoom in more than this without revealing. So
I mean, I've seen the design, so
Yeah, it's not, like create a smooth number animation.
Okay.
The 2024 going to 2025 and 6 and 7. Only change the last digit, and the rest stays the same. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the space-time continuum is
broken.
The flux capacitor is not quite tickety-boo.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, let's try it again.
Okay.
So this is another try, and it's just like, what the hell is this? I was like, okay, let's ask ChatGPT to write the prompt, like make a really long prompt, and not much better. Like like the 2 and the 3.
I've already got a hunch.
Oh.
I don't know. Is this a use case, or is this you just saying how rubbish the tool is?
No, this is well, the thing is, I know, like with so many other things, these tools can do it, but this is the use case that I right now have, and I just paid $8 for this. Yeah.
Go on.
So
Same
here's
again.
another version, and I just
Okay,
made different prompts. I don't
I've
know what
figured
this
it
is.
out. I figured it
Yeah.
out. This is the use case for this tool. Okay. Create your first image will be the number 5, right? Just the number 5. And your first prompt will be have this number shoot off and a gray number 4 or something like that. Get that locked down. Get that first animation locked down just in isolation. Your second image, because this is the beauty of node-based piping, right? Your second will be just a flat image of the 2025 or whatever. Then you would say merge those two, merge the video and the image together into a video. I think there's where you got to think of when you talk about node. You've got to break down the path in logical chunks. What do you reckon?
But if I do this, as well as I would just do it in Figma prototype that I never touch, or I would do it in code, the whole beauty of this would be to one-shot something like this, because it does seem simple, and I'm pretty sure there are enough examples of this exact ticker animation. This is nothing like novel, new, or groundbreaking, but maybe because of how minimal it is even more difficult because of the minimalist technique.
But you're approaching this in the same way that you approach the Webflow making a box central, right? You're asking something that can be done very simply or whatever. What you've got to think about is the scalability of something like this. Is this something you do time and time again? Is this a long workflow that, yes, it might take you long to set up in the first instance, but does it pay dividends in the future because you're just doing the same thing over and over again? Are you creating 60 videos out of one image? In that case, something like this would be really helpful. So whilst I know you're only showing like an example, and yes, you're right, it's not a valid representation of why this tool sucks or whether it's brilliant, because you're not wrong in what you're saying. It's just that was never meant. You're comparing apples to oranges, if that makes sense. I see this as mass output variances, constantly doing the same thing, or constantly doing multi-step processes and just chaining it all together. And that's where I see this coming in clutch. Saying that, I'm not clever enough to even think of a use case, but I can just
no, I can't imagine like ads or have like, let's say what Babak mentioned, like right? Product shots. Like we looked at the Finsweet stuff here. What if we could like create layers in 3D and make them look like they were rendered in 3D? Or I mean, with UI it might be more difficult, but like with actual physical products, that could be something. Nonetheless, this was my use case right now. And I have far more complex UI to animate for thumbnails. And I thought this one, because this is a custom code, let's not animate it in the UI, just let's do it in After Effects. It's faster for my team to do it, but apparently, we'll go that route because AI can't do it properly. And by the way, I noticed for all of them, I was using the auto model, and I don't know which model that was. Maybe this was my mistake. Maybe I suck at prompting, but all of these prompts were different.
Do they have VO? Because I think VO is a good place to start with. Again,
I can't
animating something that you don't want to affect the rest of the image with. So that might have been a good to have.
I'm out of. Okay, so this one already, goes in the direction. But here's the issue. It's not like if I write code. By the way, shout out, we are over 100 viewers. If it's with code, it's so much easier because of the deterministic nature of it. Like you see how the code runs, and if you have a bug, you can change the bug and obviously make it work. But when we are talking about generative nature of things, you can't control it. it's
You
generative
could tell
and
it to
it's
output
random.
code that does this, though, or you could tell it to output, like, I don't know whether it can, but will output a After Effects file that does this, though. There are probably ways to do it, but you're totally
Yeah.
right. Like, it's a black box that you can't.
Yeah.
Have you seen this videos on Instagram where a director is directing AI actors, and they'll say a script, and there'll be a husband, a wife, and 2 kids, and then they got to read a script, and he'll be like, so lower energy, and then one of the kids like morphed into a woman or the mum, and it's like, hold back on the morphing, don't do the morphing, less energy, and just read it as if like there's no, just read it as if you're just
That's
talking
good.
to each other. You don't need to shout. And then he'll play it again, and it will just be like totally different again. It's like, so yeah, just don't do that. I'll send it to you, and
Please send it. That is good. And this is how I feel like with this image and like visual generators, because with code it's still kind of like more stable. It's still not very stable, but it is a bit more stable. I'll vibe code this, I don't know, in a few minutes, or if I manually build this in Webflow, even with the old interaction, I could do this probably in 10 minutes. But I don't know. I spent €8 and 20 minutes just to do this, which is, I don't know, everything for content. So this is the cost of our business.
$8.
Yeah, this is for content.
Very good. All right, well, that's all.
Yeah,
go on.
I wanted to say I spent €8 on this, so you don't have to.
There you go. Yeah.
Well,
that would be the title of the clip. That would be the title of the clip. I spent €8.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
right.
That's all we got time for. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Command AI Show. Like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And join us next week for all the news in AI design and dev. I've been Samuel.
And I've been Kabarza.
Keep on vibing, baby.
Peace out.